Sexless marriage versus a lack of intimacy.
Dirty texts, dick pics, and boiling over. Stop using boundaries, guys. You have an apology problem. You are holding yourself back. What you can do or what to do when you're not having sex. You've never seen us in action. There is always something that you need to do better.
Sexless marriage versus a lack of intimacy. Guys, welcome to the Morrow Marriage podcast, guys. And now I want you to go because you got like revved up. Not the revved up that I'm thinking about, but you're excited. What came across your mind?
Well, I thought about, I don't think anybody thinks of it this way, sexless marriage versus lack of intimacy. So where my mind went, we were always having sex. Mm-hmm. We didn't lack sex, but you would say we had a sexless marriage. There was no intimacy because it was job sex. I was checking it off the to-do list. That's what job sex means, in case you're new to the podcast. And I had no interest in actually connecting with you. And so there was a complete lack of intimacy. So were we in a sexless marriage? No. Were we in a marriage lacking intimacy? Absolutely. Flip side, we met a couple this weekend who they haven't had actual sex in 8 years or something, but that doesn't mean they're lacking intimacy. He loves her. He understands what she's going through. Yeah. It was a beautiful story.
Yes, just so you guys know, I mean, this is obviously real shit, right? Like she's for a number of years, at least 8, it sounds like, it's extraordinarily painful for her to move, and he made some cute jokes, but listen, I'm gonna talk about this really seriously. He made some cute jokes about other holes and blah, blah, blah. Okay. But I mean, this man loved his wife. He didn't care. They're so connected on so many levels. He was so proud. I think it was 40. Yeah, he said, "How old are you?" I said, 44. He goes, "I've been married longer than you."
Wow.
He is so proud of the fact that he's got
I've been married longer than you have been alive.
Been alive is what it,
wow.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. And he's so proud of it. And he started to speak on the way that their dates are like, the way that their conversations are like, the cuddling and the flirting and just the traveling and so it was amazing. I by the time I was done, and he was asking a lot of questions about what we do, because like most people are pretty like, wow, this world needs what you guys do, Cass and Kathryn, right? And the way that you do it. And he was no different from people that talk to me like that. But it was just unreal. He always had another thing that was like, why it's so much more important than the sex. And guys, I'm going to tell you, obviously we all want the sex.
We want all of it. In an ideal world, we want that for all of you. Even some of you that are like, oh, I don't want to have sex with my husband. I talk to those women all the time. My goal for you is to be having sex with your husband. My other goal for you is for you to be so connected that it's real intimacy. It's not job sex, checking it off the to-do list, which most women go through. All of it. We want you to have all of it. But if for some reason you can't have one of those pieces, then you need to, this is a perfect example of this couple, you need to work on the other side of it.
Which, you need to have anyways, guys. Listen, if you're in what I call sexless marriage, which is what Kathryn described with job sex, or she's doing it out of pity, or he's doing it out of pity, or it's out of fear because one of you is worried about the other person's shutting down or their anger, their outbursts, like I used to have rage. That's literally why we went like sometimes a month without sex, but that's because she was terrified. That's fucking sexless, okay? Because it's just blowing your load. If you're, or just getting off, I guess I should say, depending who we're talking to, okay? And what you have to understand is disconnection is just as dangerous as a health problem when we're talking about sex. That's what we're talking about here. This level of...
I think disconnection is even more dangerous because you could lose your partner over disconnection.
Yes.
Maybe due to a health problem. They can be connected. But yeah, I love where this is going.
Yeah, so we'll call it disconnection as a health problem, okay? Because it's the vital statistics in your marriage are dying. Okay. And so if you don't understand that there's all these lower levels to intimacy and how exciting each one of those levels are. I mean, think about it. We get people that are in the roommate phase. So we're saying sexless. We haven't had sex in, let's say, years, okay, or months, okay. But, or very, very little sex, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month, okay. But they don't understand. People come to us all the time and they don't understand, like they're in this friend zone, this roommate zone with their partner. Okay, this is men and women, okay? And they don't understand. And when they start our programs, they start to realize how disconnected they actually are. Like, I'll give you a really good example. Some guys, when they talk to me, like they've got the money, man, right? So they can do like the wildest dates. The most expensive trips, the gifts, and they think they're so connected. I mean, we laugh, we have a good time, but they don't understand what it's like to truly laugh. It's like why people love coming to our home when they get to know us and they see us the way we flirt. They see us how we like. Sometimes they'll be talking and we'll get in our own world. We will not hear or see them, and we'll just start fucking laughing. Okay. And people, they stop whatever they're doing because they're like, I thought I had their attention. Kathryn has this thing on, you know, and here we are. We're like, we're just in our own world, you know. And is that every minute of every day? Fuck no. But guys, it's what carries you through all the other bullshit.
That's right.
We know
We don't have a lot of bullshit, but we're just like the rest of you.
we have problems.
Some.
We have things happen.
We do have some.
I
It's
wouldn't
just-
say problems, but
No, we have some arguments sometimes, but it's a fast turnaround time. Neither one of us gets abusive. We're both a little reactive.
yeah.
So-
we are. Still, even though we teach it, guys, that's why we understand it so well.
Yes.
Okay. And so, I mean, mostly it's me. Like we had this great talk at the Elliott's, their fucking mansion is gorgeous.
Oh my God.
But yeah, we were at their house and we were talking about you know, how men are 90% of the problem. And we believe this, okay? Men are 90% of the problem. Why? It's,
Every man now is like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm still listening.
well, hold on.
Women are cheering on.
Well, hold on. But Kathryn, like the way you described, like, and she had these men on the edge of their seats, man. They were like, yeah, we are. Yeah, we totally understand. We are the problem. Like that was not the problem. But where Kathryn snagged them was when she was like, but women, that 10% is the most powerful 10%.
So
it's worth
powerful.
100% because of what you women can do to lift your husband.
Yes.
You guys have to remember the part of our story where I thought I was so great. I'll fucking leave you both, the old you and the old me, sorry, and you. And Kathryn, like she got to work, man. And she catapulted me into supercharged growth, which is why I'm so hard on men, because I can recognize 90% of us breaking shit, you know? And
You're all assholes. But you know what? Then it's actually the woman's fault. If you have 10%, if you're 10% of the problem and 100% of the solution, it's actually your fault. So this is what's really cool. Men might be the problem 90% of the time, but if you have the power over it, doesn't it make it the woman's fault?
well, I love the way your brain's working, but we can't.
Now all the women just hung up on us.
Yeah, no, now we have no listeners anymore. Shit. So,
See, I told you it was your fault.
but let me break this down for you a little bit easier, and then I'm going to tie this back to the episode. Okay. So if you can think about it like this, we are actually, I can tie it right now. We are so connected. Okay. That after I think it was my very first call with Andy Elliott, and he said, I break shit and she has to fix it. In fact, he even said, he poked me right in the chest this week and he was like,
Stop talking.
stop talking. From now on, understand this. You break shit when you open your mouth and she has to fix it. Okay?
People are going to hang you with that. You go through Kathryn.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't care if it's the sexiest conversation in the world. And you're like, yeah, we can do that. Nope, I need to talk to my wife. And they're like, oh no, they try to sweeten it. You don't need to talk to your wife. And that's even more, I'm going to talk to Kathryn first.
That's right. Kathryn question. Everything's a Kathryn question.
Everything goes through Kathryn.
So here's the thing, guys. Okay. Why is this so important? See, we're not only on the same page. Everybody wants to get on the same fucking page because you guys strive for mediocre, man. We have been saying forever we're on the same letter. Okay. Why is that important? We are so connected. We know exactly what we're thinking. When I came to Kathryn after Andy saying that I break shit, I said, you know what, honey, I break shit. And she thought I was talking about business stuff because that's what we were talking about. Okay. But I said, no, even in our relationship, because men are responsible for 90% of this shit. Okay. And I break shit and I gotta be more focused and dialed in and see it coming. She goes, baby, I already see it coming. She goes, I can see it a mile away.
Weeks. I can see it weeks away before we have a major breakdown. So again, it really is my fault.
So but see, I still need to get control of that. And so now we're having, because we're intimate, okay? And I mean intimate on all levels down to the way we think, okay? We both want to take responsibility, okay? Now we're having a cute back and forth after a disagreement, and we're like, so I think it was the next day because we charged up or whatever, it was bedtime or something. So we charged up, talked about it the next morning, and I'm like, I really do, I break shit. She's like, but baby, I see you coming from a mile away. Now we have a cute back and forth banter about who should take more responsibility.
Whose fault
and
is
then we go have fucking wild sex. You see what I'm saying? Like, you guys got to understand, like, if you can wrap your head around this, the more you can take responsibility for yourself, the more intimacy is going to climb. With every level of safety, you're going to unlock a new level of intimacy. This is something that's brand new for us. Like within 6 or 8 months, where you recognize down here in Texas, you're like, man, I just feel differently. She started asking for different things. And it's like, because she feels safe to do so. Because one of the things that happened with us, in the last, I would say 6 months. Oh yeah, it was only the last 3 months. We talked about the podcast where it's like we talked about loving each other for perfectly for imperfections and what the flaws. Go back and find that episode. But Kathryn's quote unquote flaws are things that bother me. Okay, actually make her.
There's nothing.
There's nothing. Without her having her sharpness, was what the episode was about. I wouldn't have like this massive like presence with me, hanging off my arm, breaking off from me at the Elliott Group's party, and like we're like, I'm pretty sure you were the life of the fucking party. You know what I mean?
I like to be the life of the
Yes.
Yes.
It's the same sharpness that she can have with me or with people sometimes, but let's call it direct. Okay. Just
If I didn't have that quality, I would lose that quality in my passion for conversation.
Yes.
In my passion for signing up new people and changing their lives. So if I didn't have that,
she wouldn't have had these men hanging on. I mean, there's lots of people. And I was with her for this one conversation and just, I couldn't even get a word out, man. Every time they look, you know, the thing where they look at your eyes and they look right back at Kathryn? Yeah. Well, I get it. She's prettier, but this time it was about what she was saying.
Yeah.
Right. And you saw there were some women that were on the edge of their seats.
On the edge of their
Tell me more.
it was really incredible.
That's why. Okay. And because we're so intimately connected. In fact, when I told her, I said, man, you know what? You've just made me, this is after the party. Okay. We sat down, we grabbed a glass of wine and we were like, hey, you know what? I said, baby, you know what? Like, it was pretty wild to see you just in action with some supercharged people. I mean, some of the biggest connections in the world.
Yeah.
People flew in from all over the world for this, okay? And like some super players, okay, in the real world, all right? And I said, it's so crazy, amazing to watch. And I said, you know what I learned is I have to step up a little more. She goes, what do you mean? I said, because when I was with you, you took the conversation from me and people were in. And I'm not saying she can't. I'm just saying.
He just realized, so instead of muting me, which is what we did for years, I would be less of myself so that I could please my husband, which this is like this goes back to the safety and the intimacy. Clearly I can be more of myself, more apologetic. I've always been this person, but because of the issues that we had in our marriage, it's taken a while for me to climb back. You always are growing and growing and becoming the person that you were before times 100. But yeah, it was so instead of, because I immediately was like, oh, I can work on that. Because I thought maybe he felt bad because I was dominating the conversations, and I don't ever want him to feel
both taking responsibility again.
Right. So I was like, oh, well, I can work on that. I didn't want to hurt your feelings, and he was like, no.
She thanked me. You thanked me for not getting angry.
Yes, because in the past he would have been
I would have
angry.
probably lost my shit back when I was Ryan. Okay.
But this is causing him, we're going to do an episode in a little bit, but causing him to level up because he's like, wow.
Like, I mean, I need to get better at storytelling. I need to get better at sharing the way that I teach. I wasn't talking to them the way that I talk to men and, you know, really engaging them the same way, you know? And so it just gave me an opportunity to say, I can do more. But see, we're so connected intimately on so many levels. The safety is unlocking. Therefore, more of our personalities are shining. More of our growth opportunities are shining. And this is what you have when you have a real marriage. And the sex just comes, you guys. The byproduct is the family that you get to keep together, this intimacy that goes to physical and how wild that gets and so on and so forth. So I hope you guys learned a lot from this one today because it's pretty fucking powerful. Okay.
And the little baby bunny you met in the last episode is sleeping in my arms.
That is so cute. Oh my gosh.
Okay. Bye.
See you next time.